Well, markets haven't had to worry about America's debt for a while, only Europe's. Well, now we have to worry about both again. The so-called Super Committee of Congress, tasked with finding a compromise solution to the US budget deficit during that kerfuffle about the debt ceiling in August, is apparently about to announce that it won't meet the deadline of this Wednesday. And no big surprise that Republicans and Democrats can't agree, but everyone is sick of talking about Europe, so this will dominate the headlines this week. In Europe, meanwhile, the technocrats running Italy and Greece are doing what technocrats do, but at least there are no deadlines for a while. In Australia, the market sagged 1/3%, with biggish falls among resources leaders and banks, particularly Rio Tinto and ANZ. BlueScope still can't find any support and has now hit a new low, while David Jones fell 3.5%. On commodity markets today, the price of Tapis crude in Malaysia fell more than 1%, while the spot gold price eased again. And speaking of oil, here's one to boil your blood. The margin between wholesale and retail petrol prices has widened and is close to its highest ever level after the national average retail price went up last week, even though the wholesale price fell. The Australian dollar is trading slightly lower than this time on Friday, although it did sneak above parity again today for a little while. Tonight's chart comes from a speech by Reserve Bank Assistant Governor Guy Debelle today. It shows the changes in various central bank balance sheets, which basically measures how much money they've been pumping into their economies to keep the banks afloat. Australia's has shrunk because the banks are okay, while the Bank of England and the US Fed have tripled the amount of assets they hold. The European Central Bank, meanwhile, has doubled, when arguably it should have tripled. And that's finance.